So right now we're just opening it up, do the unboxing of it. So you're going to get your new transformer, and then we got some quick reference guides, installation guides, user guides. Go ahead and gather these up, set these over to the side. Pull this guy open. This is going to be our IntelliCenter motherboard. And these are going to be our wiring diagrams. Ethernet cables. And we got our high power antennas. This stuff all set up. Alright, so that's the brains of the operation. The EasyTouch system, the boards are going obsolete for those, so now whenever the board goes out like this particular one did, we'll have to upgrade it to the IntelliCenter. You get the full touch screen on this, as well as a lot of other cool in-app features. It unlocks a lot more for the pool, makes it easier to control certain things.
So what do you really gain by getting this and upgrading your units?
So with EasyTouch, this particular one doesn't even have screen logic. So this one doesn't have any kind of app control. It does have availability to have the app control, but this particular model doesn't have it. So they have two hardwired remotes. So those are now going to go away. They'll have full control of everything through an app on their phone. They can control it from anywhere. Something I really like about the IntelliCenter, as opposed to other automation systems, is if you have a vacation rental property, you have the ability with the IntelliCenter to create a guest account. So I can set up an account for the tenants that are coming in so they have control, but you can limit their access. So if they didn't pay for spa heat or didn't pay for pool heat, you can remove those options from it and then send it over to them, and all they can do is turn on the pump, waterfall, and lights. But if they did pay for the heat, you can enable the heat so they have full control of the hot tub, the pool, the temperatures, and see everything.
So it sounds like a lot of control when you get with the upgrade.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then when they're done at the property and they're leaving, you just simply go onto the menu and hit delete user, and now they have no more access to it. So it's pretty user friendly. That's everything out of the box. Is it starting to? It is. Alright, cool. Drop the panel. This guy down. Drop the EasyTouch board.
Before we get into the meat, is this an easy enough DIY job? Would you recommend it? Is it easy enough, or is it a little sketchy? Looks like there's a lot going on.
So it is a lot of plug and play. So it depends on the user skill set. It can be pretty simple, depending on, again, what your capability level is. It's plug and play. You do have to change a little bit from what the new board to old board. So if you look over here, this will be how it drops down. This is all your relays. So your relays are over on this side. These are your JVAs. So we're going to bring the JVAs up into the return intake, and then we have our extra JVA sockets over here. Then you got your water, solar, and air sensors. That's going to be down underneath one of these 6 pins right here. So everything's kind of laid out a little bit differently. So it's not just direct plug and play. You got to kind of look like filter, aux1, aux2. So if we're looking at this first one's filter pump. So filter pump's going to plug into this one. Then we got aux1 as the second, so that'll plug in there. Then we got aux2, which will plug into aux2 over here. So you got to just match them accordingly. So it's fairly simple. But then when you get to the other parts of it, that's where it comes in a little bit of play. So the video should help you out if you are trying to tackle this project on your own, because we're going to be mounting the high-powered antenna and all that kind of stuff.
I noticed you don't really label any of those before you pull them out. You just know?
Yeah, I do. The only one I'm gonna take a little bit of advantage of is putting this one over here. This is for the heat pump, so just kind of lets me know which one that is, because that's not going to plug into a typical socket. That's going to plug in over here to the solar socket. Undo this one. Bye-bye, EasyTouch.
Had a good run.
Let's get the old transformer out.
He's bored.
And you can always refer back to the wiring diagram, which we'll do for the video. We'll show you where they tell you which wiring go where. You also have a wiring diagram on the indoor panel as well.
Sir?
We always get the leaf blowers in our videos.
Yeah, it's nice real life edition. Yeah, without those new mics though, it would have been awesome.
Heck yeah. The transformer mounted almost. Let's get our install guide and we'll look at the fuse board. first part's going to be the transformer. So we're going to go ahead and wire that up. You got your 120 wiring diagram and your 240. We'll go ahead and get that set. We were already 110, so we're going to keep it 110. And then we'll just go down the line. Black is our hot. Violet is our neutral. And then we just cap the yellow. We'll cap that shortly. Red and white goes to valves. Red to red for the valves. And orange to orange for electronics. 5 amps, 5 amps. Actually, I'm going to replace this fuse because it did come with a bigger 5 amp. And then we're going to go ahead and eliminate this bottom one, since it does not appear that it is used anymore.
Plug. So that's in the...
You have a 4 amp and a 5 amp though, so 5, 4. 4 is going to be for the valves. So we do have to replace that one as well.
This guy up.
Got that going. That's our solar guy. This one's our solar. Plug that into solar. And And if you're ever questioning when you unplugged it and you didn't label it like I did, but I do know where these go, but I'm just going to show you for references. So you kind of separate your wires, and then you got this one coming up over here. So you'll look down and see which relay that's going to, and that's going to be going to your first relay, which is going to be your filter pump. So we'll plug this one into your filter. And we'll double back down. This one's going into another 220. The only other.
Yeah, you gotta look way up underneath.
Yeah. So you can see I'm pulling on it.
Yep.
So this one's a 220 line. The only other 220 feature that we have is the air blower. So that's going to be air blower. So we'll plug that into aux 1. And that leaves our third and final, which if we pull on it, it's going to be this guy right here, which is going to be for the pool lights. Go ahead and throw that into the lights tab. Separate those guys. Separate those for now. There's the heater. Let's get some power over to this guy. Alright, so now we're going to go turn the breaker on real quick. Now we're going to see which one is the suction valve. So let's plug in one of the JVAs. We'll hit the toggle. It did nothing, so we know that's not that one. Go with this one. And that's going to be the suction valve. So we're right on there. So now let's check for a return valve. So now we're into the return. That's actually going to be for the water feature. So we'll unplug that one and plug this one in, and that's going to be our return valve. That leaves our final one, and we'll assign that to valve A. So now we've got valve A in. Now we're going to look at our low voltage side of things. This is the IS4 remote. Whenever you pull these pins, it'll tell you what you're hooking up. So you got like, this is going to be the IS4 remote, so we're not hooking that up. So we're going to go ahead and plug that back in. Let's go ahead and undo this guy right here. Now it's going to tell us water, solar, air. So now we're going to go ahead and wire those up accordingly. So this one's got the air in the middle, so we're going to take that out. So this is why it's not direct plug and play, because some people would just pull the 6-pin out and then just drop your whole 6-pin back on. But on this case, the air sensor was on the 3 and the 4, and on this one, it's actually going to go on the 5 and 6. So it changes ever so slightly to where you have to kind of pay attention to what you're doing. It's not direct plug and play.
Let's do this one. Okay. So that's kind of interesting.
voltage heater. So that's that. Got our temp sensors wired up. Plug that in. Go here and just make sure we got red, yellow, green, black. So these ones we can reuse. But we are not using those antennas again. Be specific for the IntelliFlow. Pull those guys out. Now we will take antenna.
Does the old setup have 2 antennas?
Different remotes. My guess is if you look at the old board, the colors didn't match what the panel is. It's kind of so, which tells me the system might have been a little bit older. So it might have been a IntelliCenter, and they put an EasyTouch upgrade kit in it. And now we're going into another transition of a EasyTouch to IntelliCenter. Blow out that hole. Make the Ethernet cable go through. It's going to be your first step is plug in your high-powered transceiver. So plug in the Ethernet cord there. Then you're going to come up to here. This is the power supply for it. Go ahead and plug that in. So now that's got power to the antenna. Ethernet port. Now we'll run the Ethernet up through. Boom. Let's pull up a lot of this slack actually. here, tuck back through these wires so it'll help hold it in place. We got enough to bring it up through there, into there. And we'll grab our antenna, plug it in. Boom. Slide that down into place. That back in there. All right. Now, should be pretty much wired up. Close this guy up. This inside the house. We gotta call the homeowner real quick and get access to the house.
What is this, like a remote that goes inside?
So this is the antenna that plugs into the your wireless router, and then it transmits the signal over to the board. So you don't even have to connect Wi-Fi. It's sending the signal from antenna to antenna, and it's considered like a direct connect versus Wi-Fi connection. Kind of interesting. All right, so we'll go general, advanced system configuration, and let's go installation setup. No body configuration. We've got a master panel, pool, spa, and that's that. Expansions are disabled. Circuits, aux circuits. Pump plant. So number one we had as the air blower. Circuit name, air blower, check. It's a generic and it is visible in the features. Egg timer of 12 hours, no freeze protection. So go good with that. Now, aux 2 was going to be the lights. And let's see if those are LED color. So we labeled it as a light, but now where it says circuit functions, so circuit function generic is if it's turning something on or off, just generic. If we click on that, we can make it anything a spillway where it would turn just the return valve. But on this particular one, we're going to go with the IntelliBrite. I believe that is the colored IntelliBrite. So now whenever you hit light, it's going to bring up the menu for blue, green, color show, whatever you're looking to do, versus having to do on, off, on, off, on, off to find the color you're looking for. 12-hour egg timer, no freeze protect. So now we got our auxes labeled. We'll go back. We're going to go to the pumps. We're going to add a pump. Right now we have the IntelliFlow. It is a VSF. So we'll go ahead and IntelliFlow VSF. The settings, that all looks good, but I am going to lower that down to about 2850. Pump address 1. Go speed, add flow, pool. Let's go. Heater. 2850. pool spa. We need water feature. So we're going to add a circuit. Do aux 3. Started at like 2100. Let's go back there. Settings, pump status. Let's go back to circuits, aux 3. And that one we are going to make visible. Generic is actually going to turn. Feature. Circuits. Pumps. We did that. Heaters. Add heater. Add gas. Gas heater, pool spa. Perfect. And add heat pump. Heat pump, affiliated water cooling and spa. Okay. And we got valves. Valve A. Valve name is valve A. We're going to assign that to the water feature. So now we got that set. Pool's coming on. Heater.
There it goes.
Perfect. Go all the way to 104. Amplifier that one. Now we'll verify that that is a colored light. So that's synced up. Let's go back to the heat pump real quick. Two-wire heater. Menu. Under remote control. So now let's activate the heat pump with the remote. Features. Settings. Installation. Circuits. Circuits. That's 4. Heat pump. Show on features. Show on features. Visible on features.
If I go to features and hit heat pump.
Is it common to have a heat pump and a gas heater?
Maintain the pool temp, so it's not costing us much because this is propane.
Yeah. So, but you could heat it with just this, but it would just be tons of propane.
Correct. There it goes. Okay.
So let's just do heat pump over to there.
Huh?
You had it in a different connection? Or?
Yeah, I had it in the wrong socket because I kept it in that solar socket like it was on the old board, but we had to change it a little bit. They kind of had the old system rigged a little bit. Alright, now we're going to get his email and we're going to go into the fun part. Over to advanced. Go to network.
IntelliCenter is currently connected, so that's good. Now we're going to go back. We're going to go Pentair user portal.
Like this one right here?
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.